going on, everybody? It's JHouze Radio, episode 3. Happy Halloween for those who are out there celebrating that. Man, it feels really weird that this is episode 3. I feel like we've been recording like 20 episodes by now, honestly. But KJ and your boy Los, as always. What's up, buddy?
As always, I'm here to crack stupid jokes.
That's what you're here for. That's the only reason why I add you to the show.
Exactly.
So, yeah, you got any plans for Halloween, man? You got anything you doing? You going trick-or-treating or anything?
No, I am just DJing a school dance.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm probably going to do something with the kids, maybe take them out, get some candy, and that's about it. Just watch horror movies all day. So that's pretty much all I'm doing.
Hell no, I live a horror movie. I work with kids.
All right, so let's jump into the news. First things first, we're going to start with a little bit of gaming news / music news. We have some music artists that are a little upset because Fortnite is using some music artists' dance and, like some of their dances from the videos in the game, basically. And a lot of artists are getting a little upset about that because they're charging people to use these dances in like loot box packs in the game, and they're charging them for it.
Uh-huh.
And Chance the Rapper, he actually had a quote, and I quote, "Fortnite should put the actual rap songs behind the dances that make so much money as emotes. Black creatives created and popularized these dance, but never monetized them. Imagine the money people are spending on these emotes being shared with the artists that made them," end quote. So Chance the Rapper feels like just kind of like how like back in the day when they felt like Elvis stole a lot of black artists' music and kind of made his own. Chance the Rapper is feeling that that's the same thing that's happening with rap artists, except as far as their dances. So
no, he's being a fucking crybaby. I'm sorry. How many times in the 80s did rappers sample funk songs, soul songs, James Brown? They never gave him royalties. Please. How many people have done the moonwalk? Please. Moonwalk isn't even originated by Michael Jackson. It's originated by people in the 30s and 40s. You can see it. It's a vaudeville dance, okay? So no, he's just being a big baby. I want money because I have no talent. Whatever, shut up. Fucking make your next record and grow up. Nah, dude, listen, we all can sit and complain, oh, bitch better have my money, give me my money, I did this, I did that. So what? Okay? Fortnite found a business scheme that works for them. These dances, if the kids didn't like it, they wouldn't buy it. Well, guess what? You can't copyright your dance. So what? Big deal.
That is true. That's true. I mean, you can't really. A dance is just a move. That's like saying, "Oh, I walk this way, so nobody else can walk this way. I'm gonna go get a copyright on that." It's like, it's a move. It's not like it's a work of art. It's not like it's an actual song or like an art piece or something like that. And granted, I'm not saying that dancing isn't a work of art, but it's kind of hard to copyright that. I mean, I get what they're saying if they just say, "Hey, I just want a little recognition," because if you think about some kids that actually play Fortnite, they look at these dances.
You know what?
And say,
no. Who said this? Chance the Rapper? You said?
That quote, yes, Chance the Rapper said that quote. Yeah.
Okay. Well, why doesn't Chance the Rapper give credit to every single little rapper before him? The Sugar Hill Gang, Public Enemy, all the other ones. You want your money and you want your credit when it's convenient for you. Guess what? You are stepping on the shoulders of giants to get where you're at. Okay? How come you don't thank Run DMC for being the first hip hop band to have a world tour and have a gold record? No. Don't give me any of that. If you're not going to recognize the past hip hop greats, then no one should recognize you moving your hips.
What it is in the game, like let's say if Chance the Rapper did a dance and he called it the banana, I don't know, whatever. So in the game, they'll take that dance, they'll change the name, they'll call it, I don't know, like the strawberry. And then they'll package it and put it in their game to like sell it for kids to buy it for the character. And I think artists just want to say, you know what? I get it. You're using my dance and that's all fine and dandy. But if you're going to use it, at least put my name in it. At least put the actual name of the dance. I mean, some artists want money from it and some artists just want to be recognized. I think if they want to be recognized, I think that's fine. Because there's kids that's playing this game that see these dances and they're like, oh, Fortnite made that dance. And that artist took that dance from Fortnite, which in all actuality is the other way around. You know, so I think some artists just want to be recognized as, hey, like I made that dance, at least put my name in it. You know.
Okay, and how many artists want to be recognized for their songs when samples were taken from them? Samples were used from their songs. It's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
If you're not willing to give credit to someone that you sampled their music from, then no one should give you credit for your dance. The problem is now that a lot of these rappers, hip hop isn't what it used to be.
I think at the end of the day, I think it's just art imitating art imitating art. That's just the entertainment business. Everything imitates something else, basically, and that's pretty much where we're at, you know. So
listen, if we started giving credit to every person who we were inspired from, or who we quote unquote took that dance or took that move or took that paintbrush or took that note or took that chord progression, literally we would never stop thanking somebody. Until you hit the caveman. Until you hit the caveman who accidentally like threw a rock against another rock and made a sound.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's just, so what?
Yeah. I mean, I just think that, I mean, I get it, but I think it's a little overzealous in my opinion, you know. All right, so I want to get your opinion on another topic here. There's esports is kind of blowing up right now. It's becoming like a household thing. You see a lot of esports games are popping up on ESPN and things like that.
Now, when you say esports, do you kind of mean more like competitive gaming?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So like games like Overwatch and like CS:GO, things like that. Like a lot of games are becoming really like competitive, and there are different esports leagues out there, and they have one esports league which is a cannabis esports league, which is really weird.
Not another one.
Yeah, there's a. It's supposed to be based out in California, I think, and it's an esports league that requires you to be like you have to be high in order to be in the league. They have ways to check for it to make sure that you're actually high while playing the game. And like the owner said that he thinks that like cannabis is becoming like a really big company right now, and it's becoming more accepted supposedly worldwide. And he thinks that a lot of people should stop stressing so much about life and just be more high to enjoy life. And that's why he feels like it's good to add that concept to gaming. I don't know. It's weird, man. Like, what's your take on
that? Okay. Let me give one opinion and then I'll get into the rest of it.
Okay.
I think people need to stop escaping so much. I don't care whether it's booze, whether it's alcohol, whether it's mushrooms, whether it's, some other crazy thing that you use to get high and not live in reality for a bit. I really think people need to stop. I think reality has a lot to offer. Not that, using your drug of choice to chill, relax, whatever you want to call it. But, I just kind of think people need to live in reality for a bit. Because that's just nonsense. I need to be high to do something. No. I'm sorry.
I mean, I think
if that's what you need, if that's what you need to accomplish any task, that says something wrong with the individual. Because, I need to be high to make a beat. Oh, then obviously you don't understand yourself or your own feelings or how music works, for yourself.
Yeah.
I need to be high to play a video game. Why? Do you have anxiety problems? Is that what it is? Okay. That's my rant. Live in reality for a while. Okay. The second thing is to say you have to be high to be in this league. It's just ridiculous nonsense. It's like, like if there's a Jack Daniels esports team, they're not saying you all got to be drunk on Jack Daniels when we play video games. I just think the premise of it. Yeah, I love Jack Daniels, but I'm just saying the premise of it I think is silly. Okay, like I think you got to be high. No. How about I mean, call it whatever you want. I'm so stoned my balls fall off my head. Okay, I don't care.
Yeah, I think it's a little ridiculous.
I just think it's ridiculous. I think it's a ridiculous premise, and I think it's a little immature. That's my take on it. You want to be in a league, in a team, whatever it's called. Awesome. Okay. Do you want to pay people who are more into um, living the herbal life? Wonderful. But to say, yo, man, like you gotta be like so stunned to like play this. It's like totally awesome.
Hey, look,
You
you can
know,
fit right
with the
in.
purple nurple
You got the
circle
voice
stuff.
down
No,
pat.
yeah, I
Oh
went to art
man.
school, so trust me, I heard a lot of it. I just think I think it's a little immature. Honestly, I think it's immature, and I think it's silly. You know,
Yeah. I mean, I honestly, I feel the same way. I think it is a little immature. I think it's going to be a gimmick. It'll probably last for like, you know, a year. I don't even think it's going to even hit mainstream, something like that. You're not going to see on TV. Oh, the Cannabis League is live tomorrow night. Like, people aren't going to watch that. They're going to look at that and be like, what the hell is this? You know what I mean? And then you got to worry about
yeah.
insurance problems because, like, what if somebody gets too high? And what if you have like a sporting event and they start fighting the other competitors? And it's silly. I
What
think
if
it's
you
really
what if you're
silly.
competing in a state that it's not legal?
Exactly. I don't know. The whole marijuana market it's really changing, and it's getting to the point where people are starting to buy stock in marijuana businesses because it's obviously becoming legal in a lot of states. So it's gonna
Yes
be.
and no. Yes and no. Okay, here's the
What do you
one
mean?
thing that most people don't know. If you have what the hell is it called? Well, you're allowed to sell weed in certain states.
What, like a license to do it or something like that, or
Dispensary.
okay,
If you have a dispensary, okay, let's say you and I own a dispensary, right?
okay,
We get money from this dispensary. Obviously, we could be making $100,000 a week. Do you know we're not allowed to put that money in a bank?
really? Why?
We're not allowed to put that money in a bank because it is against federal law. But the state allows it. But
So the
we can't
state
do
will.
anything with it because
So the state will allow you
the
to
state
sell the
allows
weed.
the sales and distribution of marijuana, right? But the
Okay.
federal law doesn't allow it. So you're not allowed to take your money and put it in the bank. Because if you do, you're now a drug trafficker.
Wow, I did not know that. That's really interesting.
Yeah, there's all these little crazy. Yeah, that's ABC News who told me that, taught me this.
Really?
And there's all these little weird laws around
Thanks,
it and
ABC.
stuff like that. That that it makes the legalization of it, tricky. You know,
Yeah.
and I think the things that will make it better are things like putting those alcohol laws on there, putting those tax laws on there. Once the government is earning money off a product, no matter what the product is, alcohol, tobacco, firearms, marijuana, cocaine, opiates,
Yeah.
it becomes something very different. And I just think that to sit there and be like, yeah, man, like alcohol's a crutch. You're like,
Man.
yeah,
I mean,
sure, Stoner City.
it's definitely going to be some fine print in that area. It's not just going to be as simple as saying, "Oh, it's legal, we can all smoke it now." Like there's going to be a lot of fine print, behind it. I mean, I think there's going to be some kind of walls and regulation, just like how they have with alcohol and stuff like that. I think they're going to have something like that in place with, weed. I don't think it's just going to be like, all right, anybody can smoke it and that's it. Like there's going to be laws enforced to kind of keep it under control because I feel like just letting that out there like that, I feel like things are going to get a little out of control, honestly, in my opinion. But then again, maybe it'll make society better, maybe.
The next thing we should talk about is the new PlayStation. You were kind of telling me a little bit about it, but I didn't really get a chance to, and I'm going to be honest, like study it as much as I could. But go ahead, shoot off the whole topic in more detail.
Well, Sony CEO let me try to say his name. I'm going to try it. Kenichiro Yoshida. I don't know if I said that right. But
Bless you.
he stated he said that basically he thinks it's time for the next generation console to be worked on. It's time to upgrade the hardware. Me personally, I'm a PlayStation guy. I've been a PlayStation guy for years. And I think where the PS4 is at right now, I think it's a pretty good place. The PS4 Pro is pretty powerful. It's not as powerful as the Xbox One X, but you can get your 4K in certain games. You can do like movies, and I think it's pretty powerful. It's like some of the games look amazing, like God of War and Spider-Man, things like that. But my thing is that I mean, I'm always excited about new consoles, but I'm just wondering, do we need one? And I guess it depends on when they decide to come out with it. Because if they come out with a new one, like what are they going to do different? I mean, I guess it could be native 4K because PS4 is not native 4K, so maybe they can do that. But what else are they really going to bring to the table? You know,
they could bring a lot: virtual reality, augmented reality. They could literally change the controller where add a gyroscope to it, so as you turn your controller when you play, it could add a certain element to it. Like X could be a kick, but if you twist your controller, it turns into a spin kick. If you twist it and move it down, it becomes,
that's pretty dope.
You know, I mean, things like that. I mean, you could do to it. I always think this should be the next development in gaming because gaming's become a skill and it's become a job skill because they're now making planes, 747s, where there is no windows. It's literally just a TV screen and controllers. Yeah. You're talking about, you know, people who fly drones. They're flying essentially the console is a very big video game, you know, with real world consequences. And I do think that, you know, they need to develop the next thing. It's no different than a car. It's like saying, oh, you know, we should stop at steam engine cars because, you know, what else could we possibly develop? Well, next came the electric car. Okay. Oh, what next we can develop? Well, okay, the gasoline car. And then the old electric cars died away. And now the new electric cars are removing the old gasoline. Like, I just think there always needs to be new development. And I think that Sony, by looking at the PS4 going, okay, we've rested on our laurels long enough. Let's go to the PS5. I think it's doing the smart move.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's a few graphical enhancements they can add to it. Obviously, they can always upgrade the graphics card. And I think the number one thing that I want to see, because I own a PSVR, and the one thing I hate about the PSVR is that there's so many cables and there's like a little box you got to plug in. It's just kind of annoying. It kind of makes it a little stressful to just take it out and play it. So the next thing I would want to see is I want to see like an HD VR with no wires, just either just plug it straight into the system or just have like a little USB to make it like a Bluetooth VR headset. I definitely want to see that. And I just want to see more backwards compatibility. Like I want to be able to play some PS1 games on my PS5 because I think one advantage that the Xbox has.
I don't want to play PS1. I don't want to play my PS1 games on my PS5. I want to play it on my PS4, but I don't want to play it on my PS5. I think 4 versions is okay to be backwards compatible, but anything past that, then you're just, it's going to slow down your development. It's like, okay, it's like you dated, you know, Jenny in your freshman year of high school, you know, Juana in your sophomore, you know, Leslie in your junior and Paula in your senior. Okay. Yeah, you can still hang out with the girl you dated in freshman year, but why would you want to? You know, I just think at a certain point you have to just let go of the legacy stuff and move forward. I don't want to play PS1, my PS5. I might want to play PS4 games on my PS5. Yeah. But I would be with okay saying, hey, PS5, 6, 7, and 8 are compatible, but it's not backwards compatible with 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm okay with that. Because why should you slow down development of your platform?
You're right. I guess I never thought about that. I mean, I just thought it was cool to like, not saying that like I would want to go back and play every PS1 game. It's just like there may be like 1 or 2 that I might want to go back and play, but I guess that's the reason why PlayStation is also coming out with their PlayStation Classic, just kind of like they came out with like the Nintendo Classic. They're doing a PlayStation Classic. So I guess that can be the answer for certain games, you know, that you might want to go back and play that you can't play now. So that could be the answer. But I don't know. I think it's interesting that they're working on it. I knew it was coming. It was just a matter of time of them saying when. So they really didn't announce when. But I don't see it coming at least to like maybe 2020, 2021. I don't see it coming next year. I think next year is just too soon.
Well, how many years was it between the PS3 and the PS4? It was something like 8 years or 9 years, right?
PS3, yeah, something like that. And I think the PS4 has been out for about, what, 6,
2, right?
5? No, PS4.
It's been out for 6 years.
Yeah, it's been. Yeah, I think it's been out for about 6 years now. Honestly.
Really, I thought it was less.
No, yeah, it's been out for about 6 years because you got to remember, they just came out with the PS4 Pro. That's been out for 2 years. So, in like the regular PS4, like I think I said, like I said, yeah, it's been like 3 more years with that one. So yeah, I think it's been out for about 5 or 6 years. So it's pretty much about that time. That's why I think it's
okay.
At least going to target at least 2020. Like I see it come out 2020. So
that's not actually. I actually thought it was less, but yeah, 2020. It's a pretty good date, pretty good year for it.
We're going to end our news segment there. We're going to get into some regular show topics. One thing I also wanted to bring up is I actually had a guy a few years ago in Jersey. His name was Tico. He helped me get into some open mic nights when I first started doing music and things like that. Okay. He has his own like radio show, like kind of like what we do is like a podcast radio show, except he does like 24/7 music and he talks about like politics and things like that. He actually gave us a shout out on his show.
Awesome.
Yeah, he played one of our segments, I think from episode 1 or 2. So he gave us a shout out. I'm actually going to be on his show soon. I don't know when yet. Just like co-hosting just for like one of his episodes. His show is called Freedom Pop Radio. You can find him at freedompopradio.com.
Freedom Pot, P-O-T?
P-O-P. Like
Freedom
popcorn.
Pop. Okay.
Yeah, freedompopradio.com. So yeah, I'm going to be on that show. Once I find out when I'm going to be on that show, I'll let you guys know so you guys can check me out. But yeah, check out Tico at freedompopradio.com. Show him some love over there.
Like, comment, and subscribe to his stuff too. No, seriously, like you really should do that because a lot of that stuff really helps him with sponsors and things like that. And you know, if you come over there, help him out. You know,
of course,
it might seem silly to you, but it could mean the difference between, you know, eating right and eating wrong. You know, don't let him be stuck on ramen. At least let him order out something. Like, comment, subscribe. It actually means something. No, it may sound silly, man, but like, you know, when you're doing your livelihood online or a big part of your money flow comes from that, you know, people doing those things may seem small, but it really is, you know, something huge.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like, just with our show in general right now, like if any of you guys want to leave a comment, you know, in the iTunes section or a comment on our YouTube channel, like that really helps basically. So if you can check out our YouTube channel and subscribe there, subscribe on iTunes, just leave like a review on iTunes, that'll help get more views on iTunes. So the more reviews we get, it'll push us up. So when people search for a podcast and say, hey, I want to listen to something new, the more reviews we get, it'll push our podcast into the eyes of more people. So if you guys leave reviews, that'll definitely help out for sure. You know. Also,
don't forget we have a Patreon page, and we're trying to put together some rewards for you. But one thing we're thinking of doing is adding an after show, and the after show will either consist of stuff we edited out or new stuff we record specifically just for the after show. We want to give you guys more to listen to. You know, more to laugh at or enjoy or you know, call one of us stupid, probably me.
More than likely,
so all that stuff does help. Seriously. So, what was his name again that gave us a shout out?
Tico. His name is Tico on Freedom Pop Radio.
And Tico on Freedom Pop Radio. Tell him I said hello, and you know that we appreciate the shout out.
For sure. Also, Los just mentioned the Patreon page. Our Patreon page can be located at patreon.com/KJ of JHouze. I have some tiers set up on there. I'm probably going to work out the kinks on some of those tiers. But just feel free to check it out. We're going to have some exclusive stuff for certain members only on Patreon that you might not find on YouTube, Instagram, or anything like that. So just check it out. Once again, that's patreon.com/KJ of JHouze.
I actually wanted to ask you a question, KJ, now that you're here, about Patreon. How would you feel about handing out a $50 gift certificate once we get 100 comments?
Oh, wow. On Patreon or?
On iTunes.
iTunes?
Yeah.
That's actually a good idea because I've been looking for some incentive. I have an incentive right now for our YouTube channel that once we hit 50 subscribers, I was going to try to get 2 out of those 50 subscribers a free JHouze t-shirt or a hoodie. And I think as far as the iTunes thing, I think that'll be a good idea too. You know, just try to motivate people to show JHouze some love. So
yeah, and let's keep it simple. Let's do, first 100 comments gets a $50 iTunes and do you want to do an iTunes gift card or do you want to do an Apple Store gift card?
That's a good question. I mean, I guess since it's on iTunes, maybe we could do like an iTunes gift card, or maybe we could just do Apple, so that way they can either do iTunes or anything Apple. I think that'll be cool.
All right, we'll do that. So
I'll definitely try to work on that this week and try to get that on the Patreon page. So
yeah, remember 100 comments.
For sure.
I think that'll help us out a lot.
So yes, just show us some love, guys, for sure. I mean, that's going to keep the show running and allow us to do more with it. So all right, I wanted to also touch base on some more show topics as well. Disney just came out with the Aladdin teaser trailer, I think like a few weeks ago. What's with that? You don't like that? You're not looking forward to it?
No, I'm really not looking forward to it.
Why not?
Okay, well, first of all, I wasn't raised on Disney. I was raised on Warner Brothers. So
okay.
I Donald Duck was probably the only real Disney I saw growing up as a kid, because he was kind of funny. Yeah. But I would see him very rarely because, they didn't really show his stuff. Yeah. I mean, you give me Bugs Bunny, you give me the Roadrunner cartoon, like you give me all those and I laugh my ass off. Sober. Okay. Sober. I don't partake in the herbal essence. I don't really drink, sober. I laugh my ass off. Like when I see a stupid moment, I quote Foghorn Leghorn,
I grew up on both Disney and WB. So I'm like in the middle of the pack. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I don't know if it's going to be good because I can't see that movie being a live action movie.
Well, my thing is at a certain point, yeah, okay, you want to make live versions of it for whatever reason. But Aladdin just feels greedy. It just feels like, hey, we want your money. Give us more money.
Yeah.
And and I've seen Aladdin once and not all the way through. And what I did see, it was enjoyable, memorable, more for Robin Williams than anything else. And a lot of the magic of Aladdin is Robin Williams. And
of course.
You're not gonna catch that type of lightning in a bottle again. You're not. And so it feels like just a greedy cash grab to me, and that's why I'm just like, really, I just think it's unnecessary. Put it on Broadway. So awesome.
Oh yeah, see that would have made more sense. Like if you said Aladdin coming to Broadway, I would have been like, you know what? Okay, I might go see that. I'll take my kids. But the movie, I'm like, I don't know. I like Aladdin, but I'm really skeptical. I'm probably still gonna go see it, but I'm still a little skeptical, and especially being that they said Will Smith is gonna play the genie.
Oh my God, no!
Oh, you didn't hear about that?
That is a terrible.
You didn't hear about that? Will Smith is
No.
playing Genie. I was like, I love Will. Don't get it twisted. I love me some Will Smith, but when they say he was playing Genie, I was like, I don't. How is that gonna sound? How is that gonna look? You know what I mean? And I know you don't want to compare him to Robin Williams, but
I'll compare him. It's gonna be real simple. Well, I'm Will Smith, and I play Will Smith in every part. So I'm gonna act like myself, like I did in every movie.
I know. That's why I'm like, I love Will, but I just don't know about Will Smith playing the Genie, man. I don't know how that's gonna fit.
It should go to a comedian, point blank.
It should, honestly. I mean, I don't know. I mean, just like you said, they probably just using this for a crab grab, for a cash grab. Just like they're probably doing. I know, I know, right? Just like, for example, they're remaking Pet Sematary, another movie I want to touch base on too. Like, I feel like a lot of these, I feel like the movie game is changing. I guess people are getting, I don't know if they're just getting less creative or they're just getting lazy because I'm seeing so many remakes.
It's neither. It's it's they're taking less risks. Why spend $100 million, which is a lot of money, on this one project that maybe it'll earn your money back? You know, you have a 20% chance of earning your money back, or you could redo Pet Cemetery that'll give you an 80% chance of making your money back. It's because the risk.
It's something recognizable. That's why,
Well, movie making has become more and more expensive. I mean, when I was in college, like I could do a full blown feature for like $11,000.
Oh yeah,
on borrowed equipment, you know, and by the way, that was the '90s, people, not the '70s. And so
he just aged himself.
Yeah, well, I don't mind it. You know, like I am how old as I am, and hell, I'm damn lucky to be here.
Exactly.
And the other thing is to, and the funny thing is, like, that same movie you can make for $11,000 in the '90s, you can now make for like $1,100 today.
Yeah.
With a DSLR, with independent stuff. But when you go to major motion pictures, it's a lot of money, a lot of marketing, and it's just real expensive. And I can understand why they're taking less risks. But if Hollywood didn't take risks, you never have the Matrix trilogy.
Exactly. Yep.
You never have the Back to the Future trilogy. I just kind of think that you wouldn't have. I mean, Deadpool. Only reason why it was made because the leaked test footage, went over so well.
Yeah, and that was a risk too. A superhero film that's rated R. Like we thought we would have never seen that. We thought we would have never seen it.
I knew it would happen.
Yeah.
Just the same way horror movies went from rated R to PG-13.
Yeah, no,
I knew that would happen too.
I feel like that, like, people may not think that ratings matter, but I feel like ratings for a certain genre can either kill or make the film. And I think PG-13 ratings kill horror movies. It really does.
I agree with you 100,000%.
It kills it. Because then
absolutely.
It's almost as if like it's saying, all right, we got to hold ourselves back because of this rating. But if you're rated R, it's like, you know what? We could do whatever we want. It's not saying that just because it's rated R, there's got to be sex everywhere and stuff like that. But it just allows you to just do what you want to do.
Dude, you can get a rated X rating for saying the word fuck too many times in a movie.
Really?
Yeah, man.
I never knew that.
Yeah, it happened to a lot of movies. They said one too many fucks. Oh, you said fuck. I mean, I'm just picking random numbers out of my ass just to sort of make a point. Like, they're like, oh, you said 123 fucks in this movie. The limit is 100. Get rid of 23, and you'll get your R rating. Yeah. Like it.
That's hilarious.
It's silly. Man. It's silly, but like Marvel movies being PG-13 makes a lot of sense. They're more family-oriented films, and these characters are mostly family-oriented and things like that. Although, in the comic book history, they've had some non-family stuff. But Deadpool never was, kid-friendly.
Yeah, he never was, honestly. That's why if they decided to do a PG-13 Deadpool, it would not have done good. It would have been horrible, honestly, because it would have held it back,
Right, but the question is, what would they have trimmed down? The violence or the language?
They would have to trim everything down. The violence would have to be trimmed drastically.
I don't think so. Because the one thing about America, which is really funny, is, you can't show a tit because, oh my God, you can't show a woman naked. Oh my God, you're a woman naked. How shocking. But you can chop her head off as long as she has her shirt on. And that's perfectly acceptable. I don't understand that about America, we can be violent, but we can't see nudity, why?
Yeah, like in film, the rating thing is really weird, man, because it's such a gray area. Like, you don't really, I don't know. It's just really, it's really weird. But I mean, back on the topic, I just feel like Hollywood is changing. And I think another reason why they're probably doing remakes, like you said, is because it's so hard to get people to really get out and get their butts in these seats. A lot of theater, like movie theaters, aren't making money like how it used to be, especially since Netflix was born. Hulu, um, Amazon, video, like they're competing with streaming companies, and people are less and less people are going to the movies now. Everybody's staying home and they're streaming. So I think, like you said, that is a good point. A lot of companies are saying, movie theaters aren't making money like they used to be anymore. So instead of spending $1 million on Super Bunny, knowing that people may or may not see it, let me spend $1 million on a franchise that people grew up with, and that's going to drag them out of their houses to come sit in the movie theater.
Yeah. But
So
also
that's a
the
good
thing is
point.
too, the movie theater experience is much better today than it was like 10 years ago, 20 years
Oh
ago.
yeah.
Like as a kid, I remember going to a movie theater and like, yo, like the floor was sticky from soda. There was
Oh
popcorn
my God, I
everywhere.
know.
The seats were ruined
Horrible.
and messed up. And now you have these lounge chairs and it's very comfortable and roomy and like, oh, pick where you want a seat so no one ruins your seat. And you have places like iPix theaters where like it's, we'll serve you dinner while you watch your movie. There's places where
Yeah.
like it's practically a bed, that you're sitting down on with your partner to watch a movie and you're getting served food and liquor. You know, um, there will
Yeah,
come a
they
time,
had to change it.
yeah, there will come a time where movies are made and you can go to the movie theater for $10 or you could rent it for 6 hours for $20 at home and they'll both be
Yeah.
released on the same day. There'll come a time when that happens.
Speaking of movies, we're gonna dive into since it's Halloween. We're gonna talk about our favorite horror movie character, basically, and obviously maybe one or two of their like favorite movies with that character. I'll let you go first. Who's your favorite character?
Absolute favorite horror character is Freddy Krueger.
I knew it.
I listen to me. I'm not a real fan of horror movies. Okay,
Okay.
I'm not. Um, there have been some good ones, but I just think it's a genre that is very niche,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't like. Yo, give me like a ghost possession type movie, like horror. I'll watch the shit out of that. But slasher movies, they don't really interest me. They don't because they used to be something that had a really good balance, where of suspense, of drama, of humor,
Yeah.
of good special effects, of bad special effects. So it was something to watch, And then like the new ones are just too,
They're just,
in some ways sanitized, and in some ways not.
yeah. I don't know. I feel
Um,
like a lot of horror movies, like you said, is nowadays it is totally niche. It's the same thing, young girl getting chased by a killer. Like it's, I mean, and I get that's like the chemical background of horror movies, but just do something different. Like change it
listen,
up.
the thing too about horror movies is they're too cliche. If you're black, you die first. If you're Latino, you die second. If you're a jock, all right, you die third. Okay.
Yeah,
All the white people go into the big scary house.
yeah.
They all make wrong decisions, and one girl survives.
It's just too
Um,
niche, man. Like give me an Alfred Hitchcock director of our time, and I guarantee you he'll probably change the game. Don't tell me you don't like Alfred
the
Hitchcock.
Rope. I love The Rope. Oh my god, that had me on the edge of my seat.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you don't like Alfred Hitchcock. I was ready to say you gotta get off the show.
No. I love Hitchcock. I mean, I don't like everything. Like, I hate The Birds and a couple other
Yeah.
ones, but like he has so many great classics that I'm just like, oh man, I'm hooked.
That's what I'm saying. Give me a current director of our time to have that style that he had. Like I think that would change horror
You-
movies.
Saying that, you should look at a horror movie on Netflix called The Boy.
I kept seeing that. I just never got a chance to really look at it yet. But I kept seeing like it pop up on my feed.
Watch it. By the way, it's my recommendation for the week. The Boy. It's great because it has a limited cast. Mm-hmm. They do a lot with the limited cast. They do a lot with the limited location. It has a really big twist at the end, and it creeps you out.
Really?
Oh yeah, there are parts that really creep you out, and there are other parts you're like, oh man, this is not good. You know, it's good. I recommend it. It's really good. It's really good. So, who is your favorite horror movie character or franchise?
My favorite horror movie franchise would have to be Friday the 13th. I don't know. I watched a lot of Freddy, but when I was younger, I watched a lot of Jason when I probably shouldn't have because I was too young to watch it, but I did anyway. And I just recently found out, actually, I was doing some research on Jason for the show, and he's actually based off of a true story. I don't know if you know about that.
Yes.
Yeah, it was an incident that happened in Finland near a lake called Lake Bodom. It was two couples. One of the boys was 18, the girl was 15, and I think the other girl was 16, something like that. But it was two couples, one boy, one girl of each, and they went camping near Lake Bodom, and all of a sudden, I guess some nearby campers or bird watchers saw that obviously there was a tent and the bodies were all massacred, and like to this day they still don't know who killed them. You know, one of the boys was suspect to be one of the killers because he was the only one that survived, and his girlfriend in particular was stabbed the most. She was like tormented, and people thought, oh, maybe he killed her because he found out something about her, like she was cheating, and then maybe he stabbed himself to make it look like somebody stabbed him too, because he didn't have that many damages as much as the other people did. So, but yeah, to this day, that case still is cold, basically. But yeah, it's based off of a true story. Obviously, they switched it up a little bit to be, Jason with a hockey mask and stuff like that. But I don't know. I just thought Jason, his character was pretty cool. He didn't really have a motive, he just killed people because he could.
No, but he did. He did have a motive. He did have a motive.
What do you think his motive was?
His motive was revenge. He's getting revenge on the camp counselors that let him die. And, see, my problem, like, with the Jason movies was, they really went off course. Like, was it Jason X when he was in space?
Yeah. See,
I mean, good movie. I liked it. I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Like when they take the kids in the sleeping bag and he throws them against the tree.
Man, that's probably
hysterical.
One of my favorite Jason kills of all time was when he did that. That was just so morbid. Oh man, that was so morbid.
Do you know which one was my favorite Jason? I think it was called Friday the 13th, the final chapter, where the girl had telekinetic powers.
I think
it was the final chapter.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Yeah, because that's when he really got his ass kicked. I think that's what.
No, it was the first time that Jason had met his match, because this girl was his match. One and two, Jason actually showed some emotion. He was angry. He was frustrated. He, I don't remember if he had fear, but he was angry and frustrated. Well, every other movie, he had no emotions.
Yeah.
And that's why that one was my favorite, because it had a little bit of development that the other ones didn't have.
Yeah.
Like, which one would I rewatch again? Jason X, even though it went way, of course.
Oh, my God.
I watched
Jason
that one
X
again
is
because
horrible.
it's funny.
Jason X is the worst movie of all time, period. Like,
I'm the one that went into space. The one that went into space. That wasn't Jason X?
Yeah, it was. But I think that was, in my opinion, the worst movie of all time. It was horrible.
But admit it. It's rewatchable.
And it's kind of funny because I watched it like maybe a week ago when he started doing the horror movie nights on TV. And for some reason, I literally sat there and just watched the whole thing. I was like, "Oh my God!" It's horrible, but you want to watch it though. And
it's watchable.
Yeah, like it's really weird. It's really weird. But I think my favorite Jason movie of all time would probably have to be Jason Goes to Hell, and that's only because of the ending. I don't know if you remember that ending or not.
No, what was the ending on that?
When Jason, they found a way to kill him. They stabbed him, whatever, and the arms from hell came up from the ground, pulled him into hell, and his mask was laying on the ground. And then Freddy Krueger's claws came out the ground and grab Jason's mask.
Yes.
That was one of the best moments in horror movie history, because who knew at that time that we would have a crossover with Jason and Freddy Krueger, the two biggest icons in horror movie history. Like, and I think it took like years for them to make that movie. I think Freddy vs. Jason didn't come out till like maybe like 10 years later. And I remember,
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and I remember waiting on it. I was like, yo, when are we going to see something with this? But yeah, that moment was amazing.
See, like one of the reasons why I love Freddy Krueger so much is, one, he came out of nowhere. And two, the first one was terrifying. Freddy was fucking scary.
Oh yeah, he was.
The second one was fucking garbage, but it had its funny moments and it had scary moments. Third one was pretty good, and everyone thinks that one's the best, but for me, it's still the first one.
Yeah,
because that one is actually scary.
My favorite Jason movie would definitely be the first one, and definitely be Jason Goes to Hell. Some of the ones in between and after Jason Goes to Hell was just horrible, but I just liked him as a character. I just thought it was different, compared to, Freddy Krueger, who's really, I don't know, like he was really colorful, and Jason was just like, you know what, I'm just going to kill you. I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to run. I'm going to take my time, and I'm just going to kill you. So I just thought that was really different.
I like the fact that Freddy's had a built-in weakness. Like, if you didn't fear him, then he had no power.
Yeah.
If you forgot about him, he went away. Like, I like that vulnerability. I just liked it. With Jason, there was no vulnerability.
Yeah.
He just happened to be stopped at the end. Those two are the horror movie giants.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like if they,
and I have nothing but, I remember watching those movies as a kid and as a teenager in my 20s, but it just wasn't my, it wasn't, for me, it wasn't as rewatchable as Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
What about a movie that scared you as a kid, but you've rewatched as an adult and you were like, not as scary as I thought?
That's a really good question, actually. Wow. I would probably have to say the first Nightmare on Elm Street. Like, that movie really scared the crap out of me. Like, a lot. Like, I literally couldn't, not even just the first one, but just Freddy Krueger movies in general. I don't know why. I used to watch Jason movies like crazy, but there was just something about Freddy, man, that just scared the shit out of me. And I literally couldn't watch his movies as a kid. I would try to, I would try to watch it during the day. I would catch like a few scenes, and then once I saw him do a certain thing or kill somebody a certain way, I'm like, all right, I'm done. Can't look at it, But now,
what about now?
Nowadays, it's some of the stuff is kind of funny. Like just the way he kills people, and Freddy is he's a really colorful character. He adds humor to his to killing people and stuff like that. So it doesn't seem as bad. But like being a kid watching that stuff, it's freaking terrifying. Like he's like the perfect boogeyman, basically. So, and for the fact that he killed you with so much humor, like made him dark to me. Like he would stab you and like he'll laugh in your face about it. You know what I mean? So it's crazy.
See, for me, it was a movie called Videodrome. I'll never forget it. It was this really weird movie that I don't remember really what it was about. I remember that what is her name? The lead singer from Blondie was in it. She was naked in it. And as a kid, I was like, woohoo, Blondie's naked. But like people would like put videotapes inside their stomachs.
What?
It was just, oh yeah, dude, it was just really weird and grotesque. And then I saw it again as an adult, and I was like, I was scared of this shit.
And it's called Videodrome, you said?
Videodrome, yeah.
I'm gonna have to look at that because I've never heard of that one. That sounds crazy.
There's clips on YouTube,
Yeah, I'm actually on YouTube right now. I'm gonna try to look it up because that sounds interesting.
Yeah, it was just a strange movie, man. Dude, I've watched a lot of movies in my life.
So which movie did you watch when you were a kid that scared the hell out of you and still scares the hell out of you to this day?
Showgirls, because I can't believe somebody actually paid money to make it.
Did you steal that line from Scream?
Dude, it's true though.
Oh man.
It's absolutely true. Yo, man, listen to me. I can't pronounce his name. Van Housen, whatever his name, the director from RoboCop and Starship Troopers, that director.
Oh, he made that movie?
Very Herrhausen? Yeah. He was a director of that movie. Just a terrible movie.
What is that movie about? I've heard about it. I've never watched it. Like, is that an actual horror movie?
No. I am not bailing you out. You are watching that movie.
Oh man, I keep hearing about it, and I never got a chance to watch it, but I hear people talk a lot of trash about it.
Yo, and let me tell you something. I used to think Jessie from Saved by the Bell was. I think it's Jessie, the actress who was in it. Thought she was fine.
Oh really?
And then I saw her on Showgirls. I was like, that kind of.
I don't know. It's just differently now.
The setting of the movie made me uninterested in her.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just something about it just made me go, and it's gone.
So for me, all right, the movie that scared me, that scared the hell out of me when I was a kid and still does to this day, would have to be The Exorcist. That movie, man, I just can't. I don't know why, but there's just something about that movie that I to this day I just can't watch it. Like I just cannot look at that movie because it freaks me the hell out. I guess because of the fact that it's almost kind of realistic, maybe not to that extreme, but I don't know, man. That movie, if I had to pick one of my favorite horror movies of all time, period, I would have to say The Exorcist is probably the scariest movie of all time, in my opinion. To me,
I agree with you. It's up there, like in the top 3.
Yeah, because
for me, it would be in the top 3, no particular order, would definitely be Psycho, the original Alfred Hitchcock.
Oh yeah.
The Exorcist, absolutely. And the third one, I'm not so sure.
That's because there's a lot of good films, but to pick a top 3, it's really hard. Like you got to be on a certain level of just, I don't know. You got to be on a certain level to fit that top 3. And it's kind of hard to pick top 3, honestly. I mean, I know like I said, one of my top 3 would be The Exorcist. It'd be hard for me to pick 2 more, honestly. I would maybe, my third one for sure, or at least top 5 would be the first Scream movie.
I don't like it that much.
I liked it because it was smart. Like it was a really certain aspects about it was smart, and I like the fact that it made fun of itself and that it made fun of the horror genre in general. It was just something really different. And if you were a true horror fan, like a true film horror fan, like I feel like that's what Scream was made for. It was made for true horror fans because of the fact that it paid so much. It paid so much homage to different, horror movies and like the rules of horror movies and things like that. That's why I liked it so much. 2, 3, and 4 after that was like, whatever. So,
listen. Scream was very intelligent, and a lot of people don't give horror movie audiences credit for being very intelligent. A lot of them are smarter than they give them credit for.
All right, that's going to be it for tonight, man. Another show, episode 3, is in the wraps right about now. So do you have any closing statements, anything you want to say to the people before you get out of here?
Yes, I do. We are going to be playing with our formats over the next couple of episodes. We're going to try to shorten some things, lengthen other parts, try to keep our conversations a little more targeted. I know I'm at fault for a lot of moving off to different tangents, but stick with us, and we're going to get things tuned in and dialed in just right. But it will take some time, and also some episodes we may not cover all the topics that we normally do. We may just actually cover 1 or 2. But other than that, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe on our YouTube channel. Don't forget we have a Patreon channel. Any little bit helps. Helps keep the lights on and keeps the show going. We're doing the show strictly out of love, and we'd like to hopefully you guys show some love, and if you can give us some support, that would awesome. Don't forget, we're doing the contest. Once you reach 50 comments on iTunes, we're going to pick one person at random, and you will win we said a $50 gift card, right?
Yeah, $50 Apple
right.
Store gift card.
Apple Store gift card. So 100 comments gets you a $50 Apple Store gift card. If you prefer something else, maybe we can work out something, but show some support and love.
Now, are we doing 100 comments or 50 comments? For the 50, right? That's up to you. Do you want to do 100? Do you want to do 50? 50 for 50? Let's do, yeah, there we go. 50 for 50.
50 for 50. You got it.
We're down. All right, that sounds good. I think Los pretty much said everything best. So, once again, JHouze Radio, episode 3. Thanks for checking us out, guys, and have a safe Halloween. Catch you later.
Bye.
Bye.
JHouze Productions. JHouze Productions.